There is a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when you stop living your life and start surviving it. And the terrifying part is that most people never notice when it happens. In this video, you are going to recognize the exact signals your life sends you when control is slipping away. Not the obvious ones, the subtle, insidious ones that disguise themselves as normal. And by the time we finish, you will have a clear, honest map of where you are right now and exactly what to do next. But first, there is one signal most people completely misread. We will get to it. And when we do, everything will make sense. Believe me. You wake up tired, not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind that lives in your chest. You move through the day reacting to messages, to demands, to other people's urgency, and somewhere between morning and midnight, you realize you didn't choose a single thing that happened today. That feeling has a name. It is called drift, and drift is the first sign. Most people confuse drift with laziness. They blame themselves. They think the problem is discipline, motivation, or willpower. But drift is not a character flaw. Drift is what happens when your life fills up with things that were never really yours to carry out. Think about the last time you made a decision, a real one that came entirely from you, not from pressure, not from expectation, not from fear of what others would think. If you have to search hard for that memory, you are already farther from the wheel than you realize. And that distance grows quietly every single day until one morning you look in the mirror and see someone you barely recognize. The emotion underneath all of this is not anger, it is not sadness, it is something far more corrosive. It is a slow erosion of self-trust. When you stop trusting your own choices, you stop making them. And when you stop making them, life makes them for you. So pay attention to that important point. Here's what no one tells you about losing control. It does not feel dramatic. There is no explosion, no breakdown, no single moment where everything collapses. It feels like saying yes when you mean no. It feels like postponing the thing that actually matters. It feels like checking your phone to avoid a thought you do not want to finish. Small surrenders are repeated daily until surrender becomes your default setting. And the worst part, the people around you might not notice. Because from the outside, you will still look functional, you still show up, you still perform. But inside, there is a growing gap between the life you are living and the life you know you are capable of living. That gap is not motivation, that gap is grief. And now, here is where it gets interesting. Because losing control doesn't happen the same way for everyone. For some, it looks like chronic overwhelm. Too many commitments, too little space, a calendar that belongs to everyone except you. For others, it looks like numbness, the inability to feel genuinely excited about anything, as if the volume on your own life has been turned down so low can barely hear it anymore. But there is a third signal, one that almost no one catches, and it is the most dangerous of all. We will get there. But you need to understand the pattern first. When people begin losing control, they unconsciously develop what we could call compensatory habits. These are behaviors that create the feeling of control without actually producing it. Obsessively organizing small things, overreacting, overworking, over-explaining, scrolling until the discomfort goes numb. These habits are not weaknesses. They are intelligent survival responses to an unbearable sense of powerlessness. Your mind is trying to protect you. The problem is that the protection becomes the prison. And once you see that pattern, and once you understand that your distractions are actually distress signals, you cannot unsee it. That is the moment that a real change becomes possible. So, do you take control back? Not through force, not through a dramatic life overhaul that collapses in 2 weeks. You take it back through clarity. Clarity about what you actually value, what you are actually afraid of, and what you have been tolerating that you no longer need to tolerate. Start with one question. Ask yourself honestly, in what area of my life have I been passenger instead of a driver? Do not rush the answer. Sit with it. Because the area that makes you most uncomfortable to examine, that is your answer. From that honest place, You begin the work of reclaiming your agency, not all at once, one decision at a time. You start saying no to one thing that doesn't belong to you. You start protecting 1 hour that is entirely yours. You start finishing one thought instead of escaping it. These are not small actions, these are declarations. Every time you choose deliberately, you are sending a message to yourself that your choices matter. And when you believe your choices matter, you start making more of them. The third signal, the one we have been building toward, is this. You stop imagining your future, not because you are pessimistic, but because some part of you has quietly stopped believing that your future is something you get to design. You are waiting for permission, waiting for certainty, waiting for the right moment that never comes. And that waiting is the deepest form of lost control there is. But here's what is also true. The fact that you are watching this video means something. It means that part of you, the part that still knows who you are and what you are capable of, has not gone quiet. It is still here, still watching, still waiting for you to listen. Control is not something you reclaim a lot at once. It is something you rebuild through daily acts of self-honesty and deliberately choice. Recognize the drift, name the emotional erosion, break the compensatory cycle, and choose, starting today, to be the author of at least one part of your own story. Because a life you design, even imperfectly, will always be more powerful than a life you simply endure.